There was dudes rocking. So we were looking for them because it was one of those places that they rock there, these guys rock there, and these guys rock there. Everybody rocking their own little. And so we used to have to go and look for these guys.
These are like house parties and stuff like that?
No, these were little social clubs, man, and basements and storefronts.
Is this where the outlaws would hang out too? Some of the bikers?
Well, the outlaws used to rock in the parks. They loved the parks, the streets, and they had their own little, which a lot of people weren't invited there. If you wasn't an outlaw, you couldn't go to that club. If there was an outlaw club, you think just because I was a rock, I could go in there and rock with those dudes?
No.
That ain't gonna happen, dude.
Right.
Trust me, I knew it, and I knew a lot of dudes. I knew real dudes that were outlaws. I knew real dudes in the 60s that hung out at my house, and they rocked, they burned and got burned. That's the way they lived. That's how come I know this. And the dudes that I knew back in the days that were real outlaws, these dudes I have mentioned. PJ knows a couple of them that I've mentioned, and I didn't know until he said, yo, this guy's a legend, this guy's well known, and I didn't know this. I just happen to remember these people because I talked to like Chucky. Chucky's been with me like forever. Forever. Yeah, props to Chuck and Lil Dave, These dudes been with me since Lil Dave been with me since 69. Chucky's been with me since 72, And we used to hit all the clubs. We used to hit all the clubs, and we used to see this. And Chuck is another one. Chuck came from the Bronx. I don't like to speak for anyone, but he's like my brother, my best friend. I just met him 38 years ago. And let me tell you something. He's the first one to tell you that when he came to Brooklyn, that's the first place that he ever seen burn or get burned. He said he ain't never see that anywhere else. And this is the dude that came from the Bronx. And I have another dude, Ralph, that came from Manhattan. And when he came from Manhattan, he said the first place he ever seen burn or get burned was in Brooklyn.
Okay. Is there people saying that they were burning in other boroughs? Is that what's going on?
That they left it because it was immature. It was not, what was the word, PJ? It wasn't...
we didn't want to do this. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to just dance and freestyle. We didn't want to.
Yeah.
And it started fights.
They say it started fights, and they just wanted to, just freestyle more. And then other people are saying certain dates that they say they were burning, but then you have Chuck, who's from the Bronx, who gives years when he was dancing and didn't see burns in his part of town till they came to Brooklyn. So the dates don't add up. So, I'm not gonna speak too much more on that. I'm quoting my brother Chuck, and Joe's here. That's first generation. So I listen, and I add it up, and it don't add up.
Math don't lie. I mean, if I'm telling you that all my life in Brooklyn, that's all I've seen is burn or get burned. I don't care about the freestyle. I don't care about none of that.
Right.
I'm talking about a dance that when we heard rock and the break was going to come, everybody was already getting ready to start throwing blows. When the break came, start swinging. And everybody thought Costa got put out of the club that we was rocking the other day because the dude thought that he was fighting. He was looking for fight.
Yeah. People don't understand. It's so bizarre to them. They never seen this dance before in their life.
No,
never. I mean, they've seen breaking, but breaking and rocking does not look.
Brooklyn rock is unique.
Nothing alike.
In the war room yesterday, as a matter of fact, you saw a crowd of people. I said what? Oh, I said the war room.
Because it almost looks when the break comes, and it almost looks like you guys are slap boxing each other. So I think that's what people are like. What the hell? They trip out on that.
A lot of people were bugging out yesterday.
Yeah.
Outside, we were telling them to come in. It's only $10.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Well, it's okay. We got a good view right here.
You know what it was that they saw everybody battling. They were just so interested and you could tell in their eyes because the whole front was crowded. Yeah, everybody was looking in, but nobody dared go in because they were afraid. They say.
And plus the jackets too. There's the show called.
It's an intimidating thing. You know what I'm saying?
Gangs,
but at the same time, it's just fun. It's an art. That's all it really is. It's an art.
But the Hell's Angels, they see the jackets, so they're thinking like, "Oh, these guys are in."
Yeah, because it's something they have heard. I mean, you watch TV, you've seen gang movies or biker movies for years, and that's all you got. You got the media. I mean, you don't know, and it's cool. They're civilians. They they civilians to the dance and the civilians to the outlaw lifestyle. So they don't know. So it's just they don't know. So it's cool. It's you know. But let me tell you something. They were there, and when they saw, and after every performance, they clapped their ass off because they knew once they finally got it. Oh, this is a dance. They get it. They
understood. Yeah,
they got it. They understood.
I was just so amazed at how many people showed up from around the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
Greece, Russia.
I hung out with more dudes this past 4 days from other countries than I've ever had in all my life.
Wow.
You know, dudes from Russia, Germany, Ireland, Scotland, Romania, Brazil, France,
Poland,
Greece. I mean, from all over.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Overwhelming, brothers.
Yeah, and they were all so cool, and they danced their hearts out, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that dance contest, they tried. I know they tried. You know, sometimes people get eliminated, sometimes people go on. You know, but those are the breaks when you rock. You might win, you might lose. You know, you might burn somebody, you might get burned, but it's all an art and it's all fun. That's all it is. I don't want nobody thinking, oh, it's a gang thing. You know, it's gangs involved. It has nothing to do with that. All it is a dance that people like to represent the name of their crews. And since the dance is called rock, people are going to call themselves rockers.
Right.
So you're going to have, you know, like the bottom name rockers, and there's a lot of them, like Mastermind Rockers, you know, Lil Dave Rockers, and so on. There's a lot of crews, Forever We Rock, and people look at that and say, oh, he's in a gang, be careful. You know, no, it's not anything like that, man. This is a sweet art. Everyone loves to rock, and the music is beautiful, and if you love soul, funk, and rock, this is for you. Then you climb aboard, man. There's a lot of people that are teaching out there, giving good classes. I took a lot of great pictures from Mastermind school over there, where they did in that. Oh, that's a beautiful park. Oh my God,
park. Yeah,
is that that's another spot? My God, you know, you guys are just loaded with ammo for rock down here.
Oh,
yeah.
I told PJ. Now I understand why they do it down here.
Yeah.
Next year, hopefully, God willing, we're going to go a little north this time to San Fran.
San Francisco, yeah.
See what kind of Mexican food they got out there.
Yeah, it's not as good as down here, man.
Yeah.
Radio show from the back of the van.
All right. But anyway, yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. We're sticking with Cali for now, man, for the anniversary.
Nice.
And
hey, love to have you guys out here again, man.
Never know. Probably in 2012, we'll probably have it in Poland. That's a far-fetched, but
yeah,
you never know.
I mean, I feel whatever the Rock is being supported like that too, and props to Worry for launching. Worry from Dynasty Rockers launched Poland by himself. Himself. He taught. He nobody else went out. He went there by himself and taught all. And them guys is wicked. Kostek.
Yo, PJ.
Kostek on Thursday.
I met a lot of those dudes, man. They're nice.
Kostek on Thursday in oh, dude was. He would have get off the floor. Boom, 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 boom.
Kostek and Rock, man, they went at it.
Oh, and I want to say real quick before I forget, that same night on Thursday, there was there was other people that attend the bar, I guess from the neighborhood, and there was this girl and her brother, and the young cat, the big cat. He entered the contest. Yeah. Never saw Rock in his life. Was so enthused of us dancing that night. Came to the jam, came to the Dynasty Anniversary, and entered the contest. And did it, don't know Rock. Did his that's balls, man. I give that. I accept him. I say, that's props to enter a contest. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's how.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's when I first saw Rock. I understand what he's feeling. Because when I first saw Rock, I was like, okay, I gotta dance the goddamn dance. I gotta learn this goddamn dance.
No, I totally agree with you, man. Somebody that just got inspired. I mean, even though he didn't win, which is gonna be obvious because a lot of I know that. I'm just saying that a lot of other people have
that took balls
practiced it, but he came out of nowhere knowing he's not gonna win, but just feeling it. He just wanted to have fun.
What he did,
it's all about, man.
Exactly.
If you want to win, you gotta practice a little more. But I'm saying, just to feel it like that, give much props to people like that.
Back to your question about you're saying you're doing burns to the break of the song. Were you guys dancing prior to that, or I mean, like to the music, or just to the break?
We were just standing there waiting for that break to come, man. Okay. When the break come, that's when everybody used to throw. That's all we had in Brooklyn.
Interesting. Okay.
But it was ours, because that's what we lived on. You know, the gangs danced different than the kids in the street. The gangs were the ones with the skills, because they used to like to dance like James Brown, slide to the side, you know, and stuff like that. That's what they did. At least that's what I seen. I can't speak for them, but I've seen them dance, because I rocked with cliques in Coney Island. This is how come I know this. They always did that James Brown slide to the side, you know? Yeah. I used to see that. And then when they stand there, they do like a freeze. Then they go down, turn around, look at you, and then they start throwing the blows. That was rock. That was our rock. Until, you know, when I came back after 38 years of not rocking, you know, Little Dave and King Uprock went looking for me, and they found me, and Chucky said, yo, check this out on YouTube. And I said, yo, those are my boys, Billy Salsa, Little Dave. You know, I grew up with those kids, man, in the 60s in Brooklyn, you know. There was a lot more of us, may they rest in peace, you know, like Little Jackson, Gabriel Sanchez, Fernando. A lot of dudes passed away, man. They were real good rockers. Rubber Band, the original Rubber Band. Yeah. I mean, these dudes, we used to rock all of Brooklyn. We'd go everywhere. Nicky, all of us. We'd go to every club looking for rock battles. And we used to have fun with it, you know. We used to get chased by gangs, because in Brooklyn, if you grew up in Brooklyn, there was no way you was going to walk down the street without getting chased one day. You walk down the wrong corner, you hear it real quiet, you know something is up. This is too quiet. All of a sudden, you see dudes coming out of everywhere. And I'm not talking about 10 or 12 dudes. I'm talking about 30, 40 dudes. Like and if they surround you, that's it. Man. They want to, because you see, we were rockers. And we was like a little crew, like Bushwick Rockers, you know? We used to call ourselves Bushwick Rockers. People, wherever we went, they say, you're from Bushwick, right? Oh, there's Bushwick Rockers. You know? So Little Dave used to say, yeah, we're Bushwick Rockers. But when you walk 7 to 10 deep, and now you're walking through neighborhoods, and there's cliques in those neighborhoods, they're going to think you're starting a gang.
Right.
And that's why they used to stop us. When they surround you, you got 50 guys surrounding you, and you're right in the middle. You can't get out of it. You can't run this way, nowhere to go.
Right.
So you just chill and say, maybe, you know, we can talk to these guys. And you tell them, no, we're rockers. And I remember, I swear, I remember them telling us, you sure you're not starting a gang? That's what they used to tell us. No, we're not starting a gang. We're rockers.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. That is so clear in my mind. I never forget that.
It's crazy.
I remember that.
That's why initially the colors, the letters, those old school letters, they're gang inspired. I don't care what anybody says, because the gang, when you look at the gang patches, those are called rockers.
Right. You got your top rocker and your bottom rocker.
You got a center crest. That word rocker, not only with the dance, but it goes with that. Yeah. With the rockers. And so when that started happening initially, it was a problem, because then you see, like you said, you can see you see 6, 7 guys. Okay, that they think it's a clique.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And especially if this is your hood, this is your turf. What are they trying to do? Then you have to explain this or that. But eventually they got it, because then eventually everybody started rocking colors. You know, I mean, rock colors, the shirts, the dance shirts.
Yeah, when it started to cool off.
Initially it was. You know, it was problems.
Yeah.
It was problems.
Yeah,
and they make you take off your shit.
Problems,
you gotta take off your fucking shirt.
Well, okay,
but it came from the gangs. That came from the fucking gangs.
Sorry. Let me clarify for all the West Coast listeners who don't know. When they mention colors, they're not talking about red or blue, or they're talking about the name of the crew or whatnot.
Like a motorcycle club.
People get that confused.
Vest. That's what I mean. Yeah. So. Yeah, not colors like red or blue, yellow.
Like on the West Coast,
the name that's on the back with an insignia.
Yeah, you got it. And when you wear colors, even to this day, I mean, when you wear patches, like okay, when you wear, like, let's say if I have a jacket on and it says Joe's Rockers. This is just for instance. I walk out of the vineyard, wherever we're rocking, all right?
Right.
I came outside into the street, and I go to the corner to make a phone call. 2 dudes that are in a real clique see you with those colors, I guarantee you they will step to you.
Yeah, they will check you.
That's why I tell all these kids, if you're going to rock colors, make sure you rock them inside and don't go outside with them if you don't want no trouble. Because if somebody catches you out there rocking colors, you better be ready to rumble with these dudes, because that's what cliques do.